Hey, this is Megan for the podcast number 9, recorded at approximately 8:02 p.m. on March 19th, 2013. Subject of today is the Steubenville Rape Case, my personal take, and why everyone is now going to hate me. Hey guys, just a quick update. I am currently at a undisclosed location still, but it is the same undisclosed location as last time. And I am in a very cold bedroom because the heating doesn't come here very often. So I am a bit cold. So my apologies there. And I'm basically just kind of chilling out on a mattress. Just covered, basically, with a laptop staring at the bars and the little... I don't know what it's called, but on Audacity, if you ever record, and it's those blue bars, staticky thingies. Yeah, I'm just staring at those as I'm talking. Kind of as a visual ambiance, if you will. But today I want to talk about the Steubenville Rape Case. We've pretty much gotten our verdict. We've seen everything up until now what needs to be said and done. Now I can finally take the simmered soup and pour it out and serve it all to you, hoping that it'll taste absolutely delicious or nasty. But either way, I made it and I'm going to give it to you. What is the soup? My opinion. Here's why. Okay, first off, let's recap what we know about the Steubenville Rape Case, okay? I'm gonna lay here on my side because I was totally uncomfortable there for a minute. First off, we know, rumor has it, that the girl cheated on this guy. Oh boy. Second, we know that the guy was posting threats on Twitter regarding the situation of some kind. I don't know specifically, I don't have the tweets on me on hand, but we do know that there were tweets made of threats of some kind. Third point, we know that she went to a couple parties and got drunk. Part B to that part is the fact that she got so drunk she passed out. Next point, the fact that she was taken party to party with her unconscious body without permission to a bunch of parties. Just hopping parties with his body. Yeah, that doesn't look suspicious at all. Next point, the fact that the boys did some inappropriate things before the rape, such as being peed on, etc. And the fact that she was raped. The final point. There are after points. The fact that the boys did get a proper verdict. I do think that they need to be in there for longer, but I'm not the judge, so I can't say fully, nor am I God for that matter. But there's an interesting new point that's been added as of 24 hours or so ago, that 2 female classmates, I think they're classmates, I'm not sure about that yet, have left death threats, but not to the rapists, but to the victim. This is not okay. Okay? This whole situation is not okay. In any way, shape, or form, or design. This whole situation that I have just explained to you is nothing but a big, massive poop mess that I'm not willing to clean up after the dog, and I have no one else to blame. So I just gotta clean it up. Luckily, I have nothing to do with the Steubenville case, but if anything, I'll clean up my mess that I'm giving here as a podcast, and I'll be gladly clean that up. Because here's what I'm going to say right now. Everyone has been siding with one side or the other. Side with the rapist, which is stupid, or side with the victim, which is minorly stupid, but that's also because she was drunk. That is not an excuse. I'm going to get that in a minute. But everyone has been siding. They've been giving one side or the other, and that's that. You know what I say? The whole thing sucks. Whose side am I on? Nobody's. Why? Because almost everyone involved was to blame. Now, does that mean that I think that the female, the victim in hand, had this coming? No. Do I think that she deserved it? No. Okay? If you had a girl who cheated on her guy, that doesn't mean she's okay to be raped. That's not okay. You know what you do? Okay, here's a scenario. Let's say your significant other, boy, girl, whatever, however you swing, cheats on you. Guess what? You talk to him or her, and if it doesn't work out, you leave. I know that's gonna break you. I know that's gonna hurt you. But you won't be charged with rape in the end. I don't know why this is so hard. I'm not sure why this is such a hard thing to do, because when I was their age, mind you, I'm 24 years old. When I was their age, I didn't do stupid stuff like that. I never got drunk. I never got myself into those given situations, but I also never did anything that bad to somebody. And I can't understand why they can't just act civil. Oh, wait, they're still kids. Now, my first question in this whole scenario, after looking at, watching videos, looking at evidence, where were the parents? Can anyone answer me that in the comments? Where were the parents? Where were the parents of these kids? Anyone? No? No? Okay, there's your first problem. Where were the parents? Okay, second off, I know a lot of people are pissed off at the media. I don't know if it's intentional or not, but for those who don't know, a lot of people, especially on Facebook and Tumblr, are pissed at the media because apparently they are siding with the rapists. Apparently, the two boys who did this to this female girl, which is wrong beyond belief, are being sympathized by the media because they had promising futures. They were star football players. I have the newsflash for you guys, media who keep saying stuff like that. Newsflash, no one cares. I'm serious. Nobody cares. Why? Because I actually don't know why, but nobody cares, okay? Nobody cares if they had a starring future. You know who this is going to scar? The victim. It's going to scar both of them, okay? In the end, this is going to hurt both of them in some way, shape, or form. The fact that they have a rapist record now is going to hurt them in finding a job and an education. Good luck with that, by the way. But it's also going to hurt the victim mentally and emotionally. The fact that this was done to her without permission, and the fact that she was drunk and couldn't do anything about it. So you have physical damage on the rapist side, and you have mental emotional damage primarily on the victim side. Now, with that said and done, no, I don't think she had it coming. I will stress this. I will stress this till the end of days. She did not have it coming. Here's the thing. When it comes to do as unto you as you would unto others, there's a line to be drawn. Let's take, for example, an actual physical fight. If somebody slaps you, do you punch them? No, you slap them back. You go equal. Now, there are reasons and legislations why you shouldn't do this in relationship standards, like if you cheat on your boyfriend, then that means the boyfriend can cheat on you. You kind of need to man up and just not do that. I'm not sure why this is hard for actual adults, because this is really hard for kids, but for some reason, nobody knows how to do this. A real man, given the situation with the victim, let's say you're at a party, and some female is so drunk she passes out, you don't rape her. If you are incoherent, it does not mean yes. If you are drunk off your ass and pass out, it does not mean yes. If a drunkard walk up to me and ask me to bang him, A, I'd say no because of my proud virginity. Yes, I take pride in my virginity. B, they're drunk, so I can't tell if they're telling the truth anyways or not. And C, there is alcohol in their system. That's just not classy. And probably even just for the fact of D that it's just wrong. It's just not okay. So, if somebody is so drunk they're passed out, I as an adult would think to call somebody to come get them and pick them up and take them home. Instead, we get this horrible scenario with the boys raping her, which is not okay. This isn't okay, okay? This is not okay no matter how you look at it. Side A, victim, not okay. Fact that she got drunk, fact that she passed out. Side B, they decided to rape her. This does not mean the side A had it coming. This does not mean the side A gave them permission. And this does not mean the side A is to blame. But it does also not mean the side B is totally off the hook either. Personally, the victim, I believe, should have not been drinking. Nobody should have been drinking. That's just a personal reference. Nobody should have been drinking to the point of passing out drunk. And B, the rapists should not have done what they did to her, and even if she was drunk and gave permission to do it, I still wouldn't count it anyways because you're under the influence of a separate substance that could be making you say that. It's not okay when somebody's drunk and says yes. I don't think that's okay. I don't think that even if they're drunk and they say yes, it's not okay. I just don't find that alright in any way, shape, or form. Now, after all that's been said and done, I still stress that you treat unto others as you would unto you. Because she is flat out drunk and passed out. You have a decision to make as the boyfriend. She cheated on you for whatever reason and however far it went. You can be an adult and a man about it, and a gentleman about it, and completely take her body and take her home. What you should have done is take her home and shown her how much of an actual man you are, and could have shown her how mature and proper you could have been as a boyfriend, and shown her more than what it's actually worth. But no, you decide whether you actually were the one who did it. I actually don't know names very well, so I'm not going to mention, but raping happened. This just proves how much of a D-bag you are and how immature you are. Granted, she was immature for being drunk, but that doesn't give them the right. It wasn't okay for the fact that she was drunk, but that doesn't mean she was asking for it. And even if you were drunk and asking for it, you shouldn't give it to him anyways. I've already explained the reasons why. It's not classy, it's not okay, and you're under the influence of another substance. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Now on to a little bit of the meat of all this. Feminist groups are getting into this debate and into this fight. Feminist groups are getting into this fight because of the two females who are causing a ruckus all over the internet because of causing death threats, not to the rapists, but to the victims. Feminist groups are getting pissed off because people are actually angry at the victim for letting herself get into that situation. First off, let's refresh our information here. High schooler, female, football county / city, 16 years old, no parents that I am aware to be found, and alcohol. You put any of these together and shit's gonna happen, and it's not good. It's a bad situation. I don't care what gender you are. And I'll bet you money that if the roles were flipped, we'd have a completely different story. If a girl tries to rape a guy, guess what? That guy's not going to get any help. He's not going to get any kind of sympathies. Because women don't rape. Bullshit. It happens. It does happen. I don't care who you are. It happens. So, if the genders were flip-flopped, we'd have a completely different story. This man was raped by 2 women. We would totally be pulling the he had it coming kind of card. And I know it would. I know it would. So, where does that lead us? Well, okay, let's get something straight here, okay? If we flip the gender roles like I've been trying to explain, we would have this male who cheated on his girlfriend, got drunk and passed out, and if 2 women, let's say her friends, wanted to take advantage and totally rape him and take advantage of that delicious dick, then let's think about this. That wouldn't stand in court, now would it? It would, after you've listened to it 4 times, but at first, 2 women rape a man is not a very common sentence to be saying, now is it? Gender roles is playing a little bit here, and I'm not going to stress on it for too long, but it is prominent. And also because they are high school football players, does this make the story even worse? Because of the media joining forces and saying that they had high hopes and high futures, guess what? Every high school student has a chance at high hopes and high futures. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you do. You always have a high chance of high hopes. The fact that they were football players makes this worse. The fact that it is a football-based city makes me sick to be an Ohioan because they'd rather have that than education and proper punishment for their kids when they do something wrong, and then they wonder why we're all fucked in the head. But yes, you understand that because of the fact that they are football players, they get special treatment, therefore, they tried to hide it. The fact that they only got a year, I don't know, I actually am not sure how long they got. The fact that they got anything is good enough for me. As long as it's due and good. I was hoping for longer, but hey, welcome to Ohio. Welcome to America. Now on to the other portion of what I was going to talk about. The do unto others as you would unto you. But moreover so is that everyone keeps taking sides. I'm not sure if I mentioned this earlier or not, but I'm going to go ahead and mention it again if I haven't already. But everyone keeps taking sides. And it's annoying. Okay? Everyone wants to side with the victim. That's your prerogative. If you want to side with the rapists, you're mental in the head. I don't care who you are. If you're their mother and you side with them, saying that it's okay that they raped him or you're going to try to hide it, you're not doing your kid any good. Because no matter how you look at it, I can't side with either one. Okay? I can't side with either. Everybody's like, but you have to sympathize with the victim. Yes, don't get me wrong. Nobody, regardless of gender, age, nationality, anything, thoughts, religions, anything, no one on the face of this earth should ever, ever, ever be raped. I am not saying that. I hate to use the word however, and I'm not going to, but she got drunk and passed out. That doesn't give the rapists a reason or a proper etiquette to say, hey, she's passed out, let's rape her. That makes it okay. No, it doesn't make it okay, guys. It doesn't make it okay. In fact, it makes it worse. And I don't like it. Everybody says, well, however, she was drunk. That doesn't mean that it's okay. Philip DeFranco had it right. Drunk and passed out does not mean yes. Okay? Let's give you a scenario. If I was at a party somewhere and people were getting drunk, I'd probably not be there, okay? But let's say for the sake of argument I was, for some god unknown reason. And some guy walks up to me, and there's one of two scenarios. A, he straight up passes out. The proper adult thing to do would be to get a hold of the person who is in charge of the household and tell him, we have a passed out guy in your bathroom. Is he allowed to stay here? And if so, where can we put him so he doesn't get people tripping over him? We need to find a place for him to just lay so that he can sleep. Or, if they are of a certain age and you know how to get a hold of their parents or something along those lines, you get a hold of a proper adult to take them home where they may be safe so that they can sleep off their hangover the next morning. Or you have option B. Some drunk guy walks up to you, or a girl, however you swing, and they say, hey, you wanna fuck? And they're drunk. Does this give it permission? Okay, you're drunk. They say they want to have sex with you. Does this give them permission to have sex with you? In my opinion, no. If you are under the influence of alcohol or drug, it does not give you permission to have sex with them, even if they are the ones that ask. Because, like I said, you are under the influence of another drug or alcohol or whatever substance. You are not yourself when you are drunk 99% of the time. However, some people are aware when they're drunk. That's not for me to say. If a guy walks up to me and he's drunk, here are the reasons why I would say no, and the only answer I would give is no. But here's the reasons. 1, it's not classy. I would never have sex with a drunk man. 2, I'm a virgin. I'm not having sex till marriage. Sorry guys, if I make nerds look bad for doing that. I don't care. I'm not having sex till marriage. But let's assume that I've already been married and divorced and whatever, and I'm outside of a relationship. Because if I'm in a relationship, I'm not having sex with anybody. Other than my man, or, I don't know, maybe a woman someday? I don't know. I prefer man. Just to get that straight, I am straight. I just throwing that out there for the sake of those who are of different preference. But that's my point there. But at least when it comes to that final thought of if a guy walks up to me and says, hey, you want to have sex? You know what other reason I'm going to say no to? The other reason I'm going to say no is even if those first few options are not a reason, this last one will always be. You're drunk. You are not in the state of mind. You are under an influence of something. You are not in proper state of mind. You know what this means? You might not be aware of what you're doing. So, if you're drunk and you ask me when I have sex, I'm going to say no. Even if the first few don't apply. I am going to say no. If my husband, or maybe, I don't know, I don't think I'll ever see myself with a wife, but saying husband, is ever drunk, I'm not going to have sex with him. Because he is not in the right state of mind. And the fact that it's not classy, I'm sorry. If you have sex with drunk people, you're weird. I'm sorry. But let's apply that to what's happened with this girl. She's drunk and passed out. not only she was drunk, she was passed out. She has no way of saying even either way under any influence because she has none anymore. She's passed out. She's out. She's gone. Temporarily gone. That doesn't give you permission. Even if she was conscious and was saying yes, I still wholeheartedly believe and moral that you should still not do it. Because you are not in the right state of mind. You are not clear of thought. You are not under your own perseveral thought process. Therefore, it's still a no. Unfortunately, society doesn't think that way, and they think, oh, she's drunk and she wants sex? Awesome, let's have sex. No, that's stupid. Sorry. Because then it becomes this blowout. Everyone's blaming the victim. Because everyone wants to say she was drunk, and she had no control, she let go of the wheel, and this is what happens. You wreck. This is true in life. However, the wreck occurred because someone else took the wheel and steered it into a ditch. She had no control of the wheel. She literally let herself go so much she let go of the wheel, and someone else steered the vehicle into a ditch. It's not like as if the vehicle was slowly veering off the road and ran off. Somebody took the wheel and veered it off. It's like being in a car and you're exhausted and sleepy, and you have a person next to you. You fall asleep, and the buddy next to you takes the wheel and just jerks it and forces you into a ditch. She's in the hospital, and you're sitting there going, well, this sucks. I hope you're alright. I'm okay. And then all the public goes, well, that's what happens when you fall asleep at the wheel. You know, she had it coming. What the hell? It's not okay. If somebody jerks the wheel off the ditch, it's not her fault. Yeah, she should have gotten rest before she got on the road. But somebody else pulled the wheel and forced him off the road. It's his fault. I have to have some anger for the person who fell asleep at the wheel. But I have most of my anger for the person who jerked off the road. In parallel, I have some anger for the person who was 16 years old and got drunk and passed out, though all of my anger is directed toward the rapists. So, here's a thought, guys. Instead of taking sides and saying who's the right and who's the wrong, let's just all agree on the fact that the whole situation is a piece of crap. And this whole thing needs to be just live and learn, drop it. Because this is bull. There are actual petitions being done online where you can petition against CNN for siding with the boys and saying how they had promising futures and how they had everything has been ruined, when in actuality both sides have been ruined, considering now they have a rape record on the rapist side and the victim has this mental emotional scar now as a 16-year-old. Congratulations. So I have no side. I don't sympathize. I sympathize with them when you go into detail, but in actuality, I really don't side with either one. This whole thing is horrible, and I feel disgusted as an Ohioan to be even talking about this, and that this even happened not far from me. I mean, I don't live in Steubenville, but I live like a half hour or so away from Akron, Canton. So if anybody who's from Ohio knows that direction, that's where I live. Approximately south, 30 minutes from Akron, Canton. That tells you a lot. I am sick and tired of society and people. I don't like people for this reason. Not only for the people that took place in the action that occurred, but for the fact that society and media, especially the media, and people like the two girls who sent threats to the victim have done. And if the victim, let's say those two girls sent threats to the rapists, I would still be kind of angry because you're just adding fuel to the fire that we don't need. And you need to grow up and shut up. Okay? They're getting their year in jail. Shut up and let the victim handle her shit. Okay? But no, that's not how it went. They went to the victim and angered her, which I say, same thing. Quit fueling the fire and shut the fuck up. That is my few cents on the Steubenville, Ohio rape case. I can understand if you are not in agreement with me. Everybody's got their own opinions. This is just my 2 cents on it, and I am very neutral, angry on the situation. I hope that I didn't piss too many people off. I probably did. I pissed a lot of people off. Probably did. But Give me your thoughts on Steubenville Rape Case if you'd like, in the comments below. I apologize for the quality. I am sitting awkwardly, and if you heard any rattling, that is because I don't have a proper place to sit. I did not want to do this podcast in front of other people. I do my podcasts privately, so I'm in a room in an awkward sitting position because there's no proper seat. There's nothing really in this room quite yet for me to sit on other than a mattress, so that's what I'm laying on right now. In the meantime, I will thank you all. I will be hopefully posting podcasts sooner than normally. This is Megan for the podcast. By the way, I think I came up with an abbreviation. Musy's YouTube Podcast. MYPC. Yeah, MYPC. This is Megan for MYPC reporting off. Everybody, just don't be stupid. Pray for the victims, pray for the rapists, whatever. Do what you gotta do. Let's just be adults, okay? Let's look at the whole picture and learn from this and just move on. Okay, guys? Okay. I will see you all later. Thank you, and have a good night.